You know that moment when a character loses everything and you just think, oh yeah, it's payback time? Well, some anime take revenge to a whole other level. It's not just about getting even. It's about pain, identity, and what happens when hatred becomes the only thing keeping you alive. Today on Zen Otaku, we're diving deep into the most powerful acts of revenge in anime. The ones that aren't just satisfying, but that shaped characters, changed stories, and left us absolutely speechless. Stick around till the end, because the last name on this list is straight up legendary. 1. Thorfinn vs. Askeladd. Vinland Saga. Vinland Saga starts out like a tale of war and ends up being a psychological masterpiece. Thorfinn was just a kid when he watched his father get killed by Askeladd, a mercenary who's as charismatic as he is brutal. From that day on, Thorfinn lives for one purpose: to kill the man who took everything from him. But Vinland Saga doesn't give you an ordinary revenge story. Thorfinn actually grows up fighting under Askeladd's command, serving the very man he swore to kill, waiting for the right moment to challenge him honorably. It's a cycle of hatred that completely consumes him, and when Askeladd dies by someone else's hand, Thorfinn's entire world collapses. He realizes that revenge doesn't heal anything. It just leaves emptiness. The real war isn't against Askeladd, but against himself. Vinland Saga shows that sometimes the hardest thing isn't taking a life. It's finding a new reason to live. Nokuryu, Dororo, Hyakimaru's Journey of Revenge. Dororo is a brutal, poetic story that hits you right in the soul. Hyakimaru was born without eyes, skin, or even organs. His own father sacrificed his body parts to demons for power. Somehow the baby survives and years later sets out to reclaim what was stolen from him. Each demon he kills gives him back a piece of his body, and with it, another layer of humanity. But there's a dark twist. The more human he becomes, the more he feels the weight of pain and anger. Dororo isn't just about revenge, it's about identity. Every battle forces Hyakimaru to choose between becoming a monster or remaining human. It's one of the most emotional and symbolic revenge arcs in anime, where every scar tells a story. 3. Gon vs. Pitou, Hunter x Hunter. Few anime moments hit as hard as Gon's transformation in front of Pitou. Throughout the series, Gon is the pure-hearted, cheerful kid, the kind who smiles even in danger. But when Pitou kills Kite, the one person he looked up to like an older brother, something inside him snaps. He gives up everything: his body, his future, even his soul, just to kill Pitou. His transformation is raw, terrifying, and deeply tragic. He becomes the monster he needed to be to destroy another. The fight isn't just physical, it's emotional collapse. Watching Gon go from innocent to broken is one of the most powerful portrayals of what vengeance does to a person. And when it's over, he's empty. There's no satisfaction, only silence. 4. Guts vs. Griffith, Berserk. If we're talking about revenge, Berserk is the holy grail. Guts and Griffith start as comrades, brothers in arms, chasing the same dream. But then Griffith sacrifices everyone, every friend, every comrade, in a ritual for power. What happens next, during the eclipse, is pure nightmare fuel. Guts loses everything: his friends, his love, his faith in humanity. He survives by sheer will, and from that moment, his entire existence becomes a war of revenge. But Berserk isn't just blood and rage. Guts' revenge is about surviving in a world that's already killed him inside. Each swing of his sword carries years of pain and betrayal. It's one of the darkest and most human stories ever told in anime. The revenge of a man who literally has nothing left to lose. 5. Kaneki vs. Jason, Tokyo Ghoul. Tokyo Ghoul is a deep dive into pain and transformation. Kaneki starts out as a shy, bookish student who ends up half ghoul after a tragic accident. But nothing compares to what happens when he's captured by Jason. Jason tortures him relentlessly, physically, mentally, emotionally. It's pure psychological horror. And when Kaneki finally breaks free, the tables turn. He tortures Jason in return, calmly, methodically, almost like he's transcended humanity itself. That scene isn't just revenge, it's rebirth. Kaneki dies as the timid boy and is reborn as the white-haired monster who's accepted his place in the cruel world. It's chilling, powerful, and deeply symbolic. 6. Dabi vs. Endeavor, My Hero Academia. When Dabi revealed who he really was, the whole My Hero Academia fandom exploded. The maniacal villain turns out to be Toya Todoroki, the son Endeavor thought was long dead. And his revenge isn't about killing his father, it's about exposing him. Endeavor built his image as the #1 hero, but behind the scenes, he destroyed his family to chase that title. Dabi's revenge is personal, but it's also poetic justice. He burns down his father's reputation live on camera, forcing the world to see the monster behind the hero mask. It's not revenge with blood, it's revenge with truth. Dabi doesn't just hurt Endeavor's body, he breaks his pride, his legacy, and his illusion. The fire that once represented his father's ambition becomes the fire of his own vengeance. 7. Eren versus the world. Attack on Titan. Eren Yeager's revenge is so massive, it literally changes the world. From the beginning, he dreams of freedom. Freedom from the Titans, from fear, from the walls. But as he uncovers the truth, he realizes the Titans weren't the real enemies. Humanity outside the walls was. The world treated his people like monsters. So Eren decides to become the monster himself. The rumbling, billions of Titans marching across the planet, is his final revenge. He wants to crush the world that caged him. It's horrifying. And yet, we understand him. That's what makes Eren's revenge so powerful. He's not evil. He's the consequence of a cruel world. His rage is the cry of a generation born behind bars. And when he finally acts, he becomes the very thing he once swore to destroy. 8. Roy Mustang vs. Envy, Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. Roy Mustang, the calm, calculating flame alchemist, loses his composure for the first time when Mise Hughes is killed. And when he finds out Envy was the murderer, all that calm turns to fire. That fight is cathartic. Roy burns Envy again and again, his fury reflected in every spark. It's personal. It's justice. And yet, as satisfying as it is, it's also frightening, because we see how close he comes to losing himself completely. Mustang's revenge is a reminder that vengeance consumes the one who carries it. He nearly crosses the line between justice and cruelty, but in the end, he stops, proving his strength isn't just his fire, but his humanity. 9. Shikamaru vs. Hidan, Naruto Shippuden. Shikamaru has always been the lazy genius, the one who avoids fights when he can. But when Hidan kills Asuma, his mentor and father figure, Shikamaru's entire world shifts. He doesn't lose control, he plots. Every move is calculated, every word is part of the plan. In the end, he traps Hidan, the immortal fanatic, in a deep pit and leaves him there, buried alive for eternity. It's one of the smartest and most poetic acts of revenge in anime. Shikamaru doesn't scream, he doesn't gloat, he just lights Asuma's last cigarette and says goodbye. It's quiet, painful, and deeply human. A revenge carried out not out of rage, but out of love and loyalty. 10. Kurapika vs. the Phantom Troop, Hunter x Hunter. Kurapika is the last survivor of the Kurta clan, a people massacred for their scarlet eyes. The Phantom Troop slaughtered them all, and Kurapika lives for one purpose: to make every single one of them pay. He's not reckless, he's methodical, patient, and terrifyingly calm. When he finally faces Uvogin, one of the troop's strongest members, the fight is cold and heartbreaking. Kurapika doesn't take pleasure in the kill. It's duty, the only thing keeping him alive. His chains aren't just weapons. They're symbols of his pain, his guilt, and his endless anger. Kurapika's revenge is both righteous and tragic, because he knows that even after he kills them all, his clan will still be gone. Each of these stories shows a different face of vengeance. Some are emotional explosions, others are cold and deliberate. But they all reveal the same truth. Once hatred takes over, the line between hero and villain disappears. What's left is just a human being, trying to find peace in a world that won't give it. And maybe that's why we love these stories so much. Because deep down, revenge isn't about destroying the enemy. It's about trying to make sense of pain. So, which of these revenge arcs hit you the hardest? Which one made your blood boil or your heart break? Drop your thoughts in the comments and let's talk about it. And of course, if you like this video, hit the like button, subscribe to Zen Otaku, and ring that bell so you don't miss any of our deep dives into the darker side of anime. Because sometimes, the real revenge is understanding why peace never comes after it.